Nice little blue Dodge Challenger right here. Let's see what the specs are. Oh, there we go. What's going on, YouTube? See you on the making. Back with another video. Right now, as you can see, I'm in my car. I'm on my way to a dealer auction, a car dealer auction. I do have a dealer's license. I just want to take you guys with me as I'm going up here to look at some cars to see about potentially buying. It's something I do just kind of on the side, to make a little extra money here and there. I do have a full-time job that keeps me busy, but just as a side hustle, this is something that I do. I may make a video in the future, on giving more details on how to get your dealer's license if you're interested. So, let me know in the comments if y'all want something like that. A video on how to get your dealer's license, and I may consider making one. But on my way, the actual auction is not actually today. It actually takes place tomorrow, but you can go the day before, or really whenever you want, and look at the cars, check them out, drive them, see how they run, to see if it's something that you may be interested in. The only thing about going a day early is sometimes they may not have all the cars in place, because there's hundreds and hundreds of cars, sometimes over 1,000, that they'll be running through on auction day. So hopefully the cars that I picked out, I went through the list that they're going to be running through tomorrow at the actual auction, and I picked out a few cars that stood out to me. So hopefully those are actually there and available to be checked out. So that's where I'm on my way to. Once we get there, I'll turn the camera back on and show y'all kind of the, give y'all an inside look. So I'm pulling into the auction now. And like I said, this is just a side hustle for me. This is not my main, source of income. So I don't take this all that serious. You know what I mean? I come up here, maybe once a week. There's multiple auctions that take place throughout the week, but my schedule usually allows me to go maybe one of the auctions per week. And I'll go see if there's anything that I like. And if there's not, I go home. You know what I mean? I don't even waste my time because it's not worth it. I don't have the time to invest into it like that. Really, when I go, I'm looking for a car that is going to be an easy flip. You know what I mean? It's not going to take a whole lot of work. I don't have to get a mechanic, buy parts to invest into it. There's money to be made. There are cars that sometimes have issues wrong with them that, if I had the time, I could get a mechanic, put some work into them, increase the value of the car, and then resell it like that. But I just don't have the time, to be honest. So it's definitely not like a get rich quick type of thing. You know what I mean? There's definitely risk involved. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you buy something at an auction, you know what I mean, there could be something wrong with it, and you never know. You know what I mean? So that's just my approach. Somebody go out, get out the car and go in here and show y'all kind of, how it works. So we are here. This particular auction is called Odessa. They have these around the country in most major cities. So if you Google Odessa in your city, they may have one nearby. You just have to check and see. So I'm going in. I have my OBD2 scanner. I can use this to scan the cars to see if they have any check engine lights or anything, or codes stored in the system. Very helpful tip. So this is the area where they run all the cars through. See, they have a bunch of lanes in here. A lot of cars going through at one time. So as y'all can see, it's a ton of cars out here. Not all of these cars go on the same day. Like I said, they have different auctions throughout the week on different days of the week. It just depends on which day you're coming. But each of these rows, they're assigned a letter, and then it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, so on and so forth. And then each car in the row has a number that is assigned so you can find the vehicles. So I'm gonna pull up my list here and see if I can't find the cars that I picked out to look at. All right, so this Honda Accord is one of the cars that I picked out. So they have these stickers on them. It's 2008, 99,000 miles. Let's see. So, you know, I try and look at it. I'm not a mechanic. You know, I just try and look for any visible leaks. Check the oil. See what the oil looks like. See if it's super black or what. Oil looks decent, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm no mechanic, man. I just try and look at it and make sound decisions. Look at inside the oil cap. Transmission dipstick. Make sure there's fluid in there. Looks like a newer battery. I try and look at the fluids, make sure they're at a decent level. You know what I'm saying? Looking for signs of regular, you know, maintenance. You know, if the fluids were low, it would show that somebody wasn't, you know, keeping an eye on the fluids. So just basic stuff like that, man. You know, I look at the tires all the way around, see what kind of condition these are in. I don't know if y'all can see that, but these will probably need to be replaced relatively soon. Come on this side. About the same. Look inside. So they got the key in here. You know, just take a look at the interior. And a lot of these, man, sometimes they might be dirty. You know what I mean? A lot of times, you know, people just bring them straight up here after they've been driving them as their daily driver. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times they got stuff in them, you know, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? So let's start this up. Let's see what lights we got on. We got a tire pressure light. That's not a big deal. It's low on gas. They're usually always low on gas. So basically I'm gonna make sure the windows work. You know what I'm saying? The air works. Looks like it's got heated seats. Let me make sure those work. And then we'll take it for a test drive, man. So it's got a sunroof. Make sure that works. How do you do this? Oh, wrong button. Duh. Alright, so let me check this out a little more and then we'll go for a test drive. Alright, so we are in the car doing a little test drive. They don't let you take it outside of this parking lot, but you know, you can drive it around here just to get a feel for it, see how smooth it drives and everything. So basically what I check for, man, I try and listen to the actual car itself to make sure it's not making any weird noises. Make sure it shifts smooth, you know. Make sure all the gears work. You know, I'll try reverse, you know what I mean, and just drive it around a little bit and get a feel for it. And I will say already, it feels a little funny, like when it's shifting. You know what I mean? It feels like there's a little delay and then it finally shifts. So I'll make a mental note of that. It shifts kind of funny, you know. Just off that alone, I may not be interested in this one, because like I said, I don't have time to be diagnosing stuff and trying to get it to a mechanic to get fixed. They got a little test strip area where you can kind of, you know, give it some gas, see how it shifts. So that's where I'm at now. Let's see how it does. Okay. Shifts a little better once you get into it. It shifted a lot better once I gave it some real gas. But it's like once you're cruising, it shifts weird. So, I don't know, it's all right. I probably won't, you know, try and get it just because of that alone. Here's another one I had on my list. 2007 Lexus RX 350, 180,000 miles. Overall looks good. Tires in good condition. I haven't been inside yet, but you know, for a 07 it looks about what you would expect from the outside anyway. Alright, so after all that, looking at it, going all around the vehicle, I got in here and key in the ignition and nothing. So that just goes to show you, man, you never know what you're gonna get, what you're gonna find. It's a risk, you know, this line of work is risky, so you just got to take things for what they're worth, man, and come and check them out and do your homework. So on to the next car. Sometimes when you come up here, you know, they have some pretty nice cars, you know, cars that I'm not trying to buy, but they are could have look at and test drive while I'm here. So nice little blue Dodge Challenger right here. Let's see what the specs are. 2015, 59,000 miles. Some cool little wheels on it, you know what I mean? See what that interior looking like. Nice little screen. It's pretty dope. I'm not about to buy it, but doesn't mean we can't take it for a test drive, eh? Let's see what it's. Oh, there we go. Turn that off. Hopefully. There we go. Okay, turn that off. Dang, this mug feel like a cockpit. I ain't even gonna lie. With the windows dark like that, it feels like you enclosed. Like, I don't know, this mug kind of dope. I ain't never driven a Challenger. Clean that windshield. There we go. All right. It feels pretty smooth, man. I like how, like I said, it feels like almost like a cockpit. You know, these leather seats feel real nice. You know, if y'all own a Dodge Challenger, let me know how y'all like it, man. Should I get one of these for my personal vehicle? So you gotta whip that thing, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Okay, pretty quick. Nice little acceleration. I could get used to that. Got a little S-Class right here. 2011, 119,000 miles. Pretty dirty as you can see, but it looks nice. Probably not what I would go for. As far as cars that I flip, you know, I try not to spend any more than like $4,000 or $5,000. You know, this would definitely go above that. But you know, I'm somewhat of a car guy, so I still like to look at nice cars. Whew, pretty comfortable. 4MATIC, so I got the 4-wheel drive. Definitely need that for the winter time in the Midwest. I like this interior though. The little tan with the dark wood grain accents with the black. I mean, that's nice. Let's see. Let's see if this thing start up. Okay. What is that? How you turn this? Got the navigation. Well, I ain't even about to play myself and drive this because I know I'm not buying it. But it's nice though. Maybe in the future, you know, maybe summertime I might get something like this just to rock out for the summer and then sell it. But right now I'm just looking for little small, cheaper vehicles that I can flip, make a little extra money, and I don't think that's it. So moving on. So I'm back in my car. My phone actually died, so I didn't get to record as much as I wanted to inside the auction. So that sucks, but long story short, I didn't find anything that I really wanted to try and bid on. There was one car that I was really interested in that I couldn't find, so it might not be here at the auction yet, or they might have it somewhere in a different area, like detailing it or something, getting it ready for tomorrow. So that kind of sucked. But the other cars that I did look at, they weren't all that to where I wanted to try and bid on them and win them and resell them. Like I said, if I don't see something that I absolutely want, I go home. You know what I mean? I'd rather make no money than lose money. You know, sometimes it's like you get kind of antsy. Like you go to the auction, it's like, all right, I want to get something, I want to try and flip it, you know, make some money. Because at the end of the day, that's the reason that you're doing it, to make money. So everybody wants to make money. So it's like sometimes when you go, you might force yourself to buy something just so you can try and make some money. And you know, you might get something that you really didn't want, and then you're having a hard time trying to sell it. And that's just not a good position to be in. So I stick to my guns. If I don't see something that I really want, then I don't, you know, I'll leave it at that. I leave, I go home. You know what I mean? Like I said, the cars that I try and buy, I try not to spend any more than like $4,000 or $5,000, because to me it seems like the higher price that you go, the number of potential buyers decreases. You know, especially for the type of person that's looking for a car that they just want to buy cash, you know, spend cash on. So it's like once you start getting above that, you know, closer to like $10,000, you know, people in that price range a lot of times would just go to like a car lot somewhere, or somewhere where they can get you know, some type of warranty or something, you know what I mean, something like that. I want cheaper cars that people aren't really concerned with that. They just need transportation that's in good condition, and you know, they'll spend cash on it and leave it at that, you know what I mean? So that's more so what I look for. Then also, you know, the cars that are at the auction, you know, are from dealers. So I try to look for cars that come from big dealerships, because a lot of times when people trade their vehicle in, they take it to, you know, the dealership, they get themselves a new vehicle, they trade their old vehicle in, and you know, the dealership, they sell new vehicles. That's what their main bread and butter is. So they don't, you know, they're not worried about trying to sell these older vehicles that people trade in. So they take it to the auction, you know, just to get rid of it, you know, get whatever they can for it and keep it pushing, you know. So I try to go for those type of cars, because a lot of times, you know, people, they might trade their car in, there may not be anything wrong with it, they just want something newer, so that's why they trade it in and get something newer. But you know, the smaller dealers, when they bring their cars to the auction, it just makes you think like, why are you bringing it to the auction? Why not just sell it yourself? You know what I mean? So I try not to deal with those cars. It's like, you know, there's probably something wrong with it. That's why they don't want to sell it, or they're having trouble selling it because something's wrong with it. So they take it to the auction. So just to give you guys an example of what I look for, the type of cars that I look for, you know, not too long ago, I bought a 2009 Nissan Maxima. I believe it had like 138,000 miles on it. It was black. You know, I'll put a picture of it so you guys can see. It was in good condition. You know, obviously used vehicle, so it wasn't perfect, but it was in good condition. And there was nothing wrong with it. You know, I ran my scanner on it, no check engine lights, no trouble codes stored in the computer. You know, I drove it around myself for like a good week, you know, and it was good. I honestly contemplated like keeping it, but I said no. You know, I'm in this to make money, so I'm gonna sell it. So I bid on it up to $4,500. And when you go to the auction, they have fees that you have to pay to the auction as well. So I bid up to $4,500, and the dealer fee was $275, I think. So I had to pay like $47.75 out the door, and I resold the vehicle like 2 weeks later for $5,700. So about $1,000, you know, flip. That's not bad. You know what I mean? For not that much work. All I did was go to the auction, bid on the car, and resell it. I didn't do anything to it. So, you know, that was a good experience. You know what I'm saying? I try and get things that will be like that, you know, very easy to flip, don't require much work, and good condition, you know what I mean, a car that I would drive myself. So that's what I aim for most of the time. And you know, today I didn't see anything quite like that. So like I said, I'm on my way back home. So I mean, that's really it. You know, I wanted to show you guys, for those that have never been or aren't aware of the dealer auctions and, you know, things like that, just kind of give you some insight as to how that works. And I may make other videos about this as well. You know, if you guys are interested on like how to get a dealer's license, you know, the steps that you have to take, let me know in the comments. I'll consider making the video. If you guys like the video, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. You know, I'm about to just start dropping videos, man, just incorporating my regular life into these videos. Most of y'all that have subscribed are probably because of the haircut videos. I'm still gonna be dropping those as well, but you know what I'm saying, I'm just gonna be dropping content, you know what I'm saying, helpful content to people out there, things that other people like myself may be interested in. You know, I'm a business type of guy. I like making money. I like, you know what I'm saying, just living a good life. So I'm gonna be making videos about that, you know what I'm saying. So if y'all rock with that, make sure y'all subscribe. Like I said, hit that like button. And yeah, so see you on the making, man. I'm out.